If you've spent any time using Tron Network, there's a good chance you've already seen this at least once. I'm using Trust Wallet, but the same thing can happen in TronLink or pretty much any wallet that supports TRX. So everything looks completely fine. Balance is exactly what I expect. So I go to send a transaction and nothing happens. First thought, all right, maybe the wallet's acting weird. I try again, same result. Then I start wondering if the network's just slow today. Give it another minute, still nothing. At that point, I started digging into it because I knew there had to be a reason. And what surprised me was how simple it actually was. On Tron, holding USDT isn't always enough to complete a transfer. The network still needs TRX tokens for its own resources. Without it, the transaction may never get started, even though everything else in the wallet looks completely normal. Okay, so what's the easiest way to get the TRX without turning a simple transfer into a long troubleshooting session? I went through a bunch of articles, watched a few videos, read forum posts, and somehow every explanation pointed in a different direction. Some focused on staking, others talked about energy, few suggested moving assets through another wallet first. It felt like everyone had a different answer. Eventually, I realized there isn't just one approach. Depending on what you're trying to do, different methods make sense. If I know I'll be working with Tron for a while, I'll usually plan ahead. If I just need network resources for testing, demos, or transactions, temporarily getting access to TRX can be a much simpler option. So let me show you the workflow I'm using. First thing, I choose the amount of tokens. There are 4 different options available, from 500K to 10 millions. I normally pick whatever matches the task I'm working on. Okay, then there's duration. Here I select how long I want access for. If I'm only testing something quickly, I keep it short. If I'm planning to spend more time, I'll choose a longer period instead. Okay, then I need to add my Tron receiving address. One moment. Back here, paste it in. Okay, everything matches. So here I press confirm. Okay, now I've got 2 ways to continue. I can connect through Wallet Connect and approve transaction from inside the wallet automatically, or select everything manually. Either one gets to the same result. So for this one, I'm doing it manually, so every step stays visible on screen. Request's been sent, so now it's a short wait while everything gets processed. Okay, now TRX is available. Now I can go back and repeat USDT transaction that wasn't moving, and this time everything should work the way it expected from the beginning. And that's why I wanted to make this video. Not because there's only one correct way to handle it, more because understanding what's actually happening saves a lot of unnecessary guessing. Once I realized Tron depends on TRX for network resources, these situations stopped feeling random. Now it's one of the first things I check whenever a transaction doesn't behave the way I expect. After that, everything becomes pretty straightforward. And one thing I've also learned is that not every situation needs the exact same solution. Sometimes holding your own TRX makes sense. Other times, especially for short-term testing or temporary work, using a rental approach can be more practical because you only need network resources for a limited amount of time instead of keeping extra TRX sitting in wallet all the time. At the end of the day, it really comes down to understanding how the network works and choosing the approach that fits what you're doing. Anyway, that's everything I wanted to show today. If you've run into other interesting situations while using Tron, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys.